What's good, brother? Man? Chilling, man. Trying to catch up on all this music, dog. It's so much music going on right now. How you feeling?
I am feeling blessed and highly favored. There is a ton of music. I may be on the verge of another 48. Rod, what's good, my brother? Yeah, I really be trying to keep it at 36, but
originally
like
it's supposed to be 12.
Music out there.
Originally, yes. It's called the 12 pack.
12 was laughing. Man, 12 good. Yeah, that. And I feel like we were kind of in this situation where it was one point where it wasn't a lot of good music coming out. And now I feel like people are like, oh, here we are.
Well, Joe Budden said, at this point where we are, we've been waiting. Everybody said that this was going to be a crazy summer. Like everybody was going to drop. Because, this is really the, second summer, for real summer after COVID, even though there's still more people dying from it now. The mug is coming back. But I was like, dog, it's almost August. It's July 31st. Like, today. And I ain't really heard nothing, like, from the upper echelon. I've heard singles. I've heard Lucy's. Yeah. I've heard EPs. I haven't heard, like, the album. And then Travis Scott just was like, I have everybody here. He came out with a pretty good album, in my opinion. Oh, my God.
Now that is one thing that he has. No shortage of features on this, and these are the most elite of elite musicians, rappers, whatever you want to call them. He ain't no mid here. If you here, you belong here, and you know the people who are going to be on the album with you. Now, I've listened to Utopia. I gave it a full spin today. I do like some of the songs. But I knew that I had to temper my expectation because of how highly I hold Astroworld. I think the Astroworld might be one of the top 10 albums of all time.
Its production is Astroworld was a. So the albums, if you look at the budgets of the albums, Kanye and Drake have totally changed the budgets of albums. At this point, they got everybody on there. And Travis Scott is a Kanye protege, right? I don't even gonna say protege. Kanye kind of jumped on the Travis Scott wave in terms of the sound. Travis Scott ushered in this new sound. So when it comes to big budgets, Astroworld's budget, he spent more money on the tour than he did on the production of the album. And the production of the album was one of the most highly expensive albums of all time.
He's a guy who really cares about his art, though. So to him, the money that he makes, he reinvests a lot of it to continue to put out good projects. And I appreciate that. And not only good projects, but good tours. I think, has really lifted the bar of what you're going to give to your consumers. And you're right. Listening to this album, I understand it's weird, even though like Kanye's album was out before this. You can hear the influence. It's one song on here.
Like number two. Go back and like number two. Like number two. It's number. I was like, I thought this was Kanye.
It's schizo or something. It's one of these songs that sounds just like Black Skinhead. It sounds so much like it when I stopped. I was like, nah. It's the drums go do 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 do, and I'm like, okay, I know what this is. And I go back to Black Skinhead. I'm like, oh, it's the same drum package, legitimately same exact drum package. And in my head, I'm like, Kanye just put his out first. This is Travis.
Yeah, and we'll get off this. We always kind of start out with music because the Splashcast 48 pack comes out on Wednesday. I will say, I'm going to piggyback on Joe's point. Hey, ASAP Rocky, you better leave Travis Scott alone now. He's entered that echelon of, like, I'm him. Like, it's kind of like he's starting to enter the producer version of Drake. Like, you shoot at Drake, but it ain't really going to do nothing. Like it'll do more for you than it does against Drake, right? I mean, once he survived the Pusha T story of ID Don, it was like, oh well, ain't nothing you could really do. Now, I think Travis Scott is entering that point production wise. I think he's entered the Kanye West when Kanye West came out with the sped up, slow down rap, the J Dilla, where you've changed production. You've invented a sound. Right? J Dilla invented a sound. Kanye invented a sound. I think Travis Scott has invented the sound of this era of rap, or come up with the sound. I want to say invented.
This is my thing with ASAP. I think that ASAP believes that he has influenced Travis, and I think that that's undeniable.
I think he'll put him on too, if I'm not mistaken.
But within that, you also have to understand when a machine is so large that it can end you. And Meek Mill was right there. He wasn't ended, but he was mighty close. And him repairing his relationship with Drake is what brought him back. Mm-hmm. And I still don't know if he will ever get back to where he was. No,
Meek pivoted quietly, but he has pivoted into a whole positive Jay-Z lane. You know what? This rap shit ain't for me no more. I'm going to go over here with Jay and Bay, and I'm going to be an activist, philanthropist. And I'm working on Philly, which is cool. But rapping, I don't know if we'll ever see another 5-time platinum Meek album come out. And he beefed with Rick Ross, too. Quietly as kept. It's starting to get to the point of, hey, you don't really want to fuck with this dude either. Because he's starting to get more and more money.
But even if you helped him, you started him, whatever it is, Travis is teetering on the point of hey, and you're married to Rihanna, you can still get ended, bro. You can be ended. I want to make that clear.
Just go sit down,
if
bro.
Travis really get mad and he tapped Drake, and it don't take but one more, and then it's like, whoo. And these shots that he took on Meltdown and Pusha T and Pharrell, hey, these boys ain't playing, man.
And Drake's so petty. And we'll stop there. That's me, Sharon. We'll stop there. Oh no, it's somebody else. Shout out to the world, sharing the podcast. We'll stop there, but boy, Drake don't forget nothing. It's like he's one of them dudes that keeps a whole journal of everything. And I like it. And everything that you say or do, I'm gonna respond one time or twice.
Rappers most likely to have a journal. Aubrey Graham is number 1.
Joe Budden is number 2. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 114 of the Splashcast, the pregame. You know how it is when we do the pregame. We start out with some violence, some comedy, and some uplifting news. So we're gonna start out with the comedy. So as y'all know, I'm a new dad. We talk about sports all the time. And you know how we gonna let Reezy get out there and what she gonna play. Finish horse racing has been vetoed by the wife. So
oh yeah, so that check coming and she get that $50,000 NIL. Then she'll be right out there. She'll be stick horse captain.
But dads are like supposed to be supermen when they come to their daughters. And here it looks like at a volleyball tournament, a dad was trying to save his daughter who hurt herself by carrying her off the court. And this is how that ended. For those, he's carrying her that are listening. He carries her and she's crying. And them knees give out, bruh. Them knees gave all the way out.
And this is a harsh reality of aging. Things that you used to be able to do easily. And also your child it's probably been a long time since he's carried her. And he did his best and he fought to the end. He went face first. But life will come at you fast, my guy. And he went down like Frazier. Right here, that leg started hit him with that Cincinnati shuffle, and it was over, boy.
You got the what y'all call them? The crazy legs, the look like, ooh, there's a joke there. There's a joke there. Don't get mad at me, Sigmas. He started Sigma walking, though. He got blue and white on. That's what I was thinking.
The West Side walking out right there.
And the daughter is funny. Like, when she was falling, she laughed and just laid there. And that's all you can do is just lay there. And everybody went and helped him up. And as a dad, I don't care, y'all can say what you want. As a man, that is your moment. Whether it's your wife, your girlfriend, your daughter, your sister, your mama, your aunt. If a woman is a damsel is in distress, we are taught and raised, you are to go help her. And that was his damsel in distress moment. She crying and kapaya. And at least he's got her to stop crying, though.
He did everything he could in his power. That's the part. Sometimes what you got just ain't enough, but do all that you can. He
I don't know what happened. That left leg just gave on out.
Isn't that what your parents tell you? I carried you as long as I could.
That's what he did. But shout out, kudos to this dad, man. You did what you were supposed to do. You're supposed to risk life, limb, and embarrassment for your child. So it is what it is. I'd have done the same thing.
And laid there the same way, too. Hey, somebody come get Reggie.
Reggie would have been like, hey, cart me off, carry me off. So Slam Ball is back. Slam Ball, shout out to Ice Cube, calling everybody out. Y'all supporting Slam Ball, but not the big three. Slam Ball is back, and one of the inaugural games, head coach James Willis kept it a buck with his team, who was down by 36 points. How you get down by 36 points in Slam Ball? He says,
getting slammed.
This is an ass whooping. Ain't even gonna tell y'all no lie. Ain't no sound. He says, this is an ass whipping. And he just goes on to tell them over and over, like, yo, keep it a buck. Y'all suck.
I appreciate him. If you listen to it, he is very, like, you want a coach to sometime to tell you the truth. Hey, this is an ass whipping. And I think he tried to, what he was trying to communicate to his team was, you are getting your ass whooped right now. Then he says, like, think about this moment. Remember this moment. Make sure you understand this feeling so you don't put yourself in a position to be here again. But learn from it and move on. I think that considering you get stomped out like this by 36 points, 38 points, whatever it was, and to be able in that moment to just be like, hey, man, we've taken this L, but the least one thing I can do is leave my team with something so when we move forward, they can go back to this moment and be like, I don't want to feel like that again.
Well, allow me to be disrespectful. And I'm going to start this with no disrespect. No disrespect.
Oh, here it comes.
But, bro, this Slam Ball. What you talking about? Remember the moment. Bro, this Slam Ball. We bouncing on trampolines. Like, there must be a huge cash prize at the end of this. This ain't really.
It is.
Well,
hey.
I'm gonna say this ain't really got much to do with skill.
To bring it back.
The more I listen to the Cube, and I do know that the more I listen to Cube, and the more I see how the NBA is moving, and some of these professional organizations are moving, there's a reason it was brought back, and I don't think it was because it was popular.
I think that, I do think that there are now, especially with more opportunities to watch and stream, I think that the margin has to be a lot smaller for different things to work. Before, you had to be on cable to be watched, right? Now, I don't have to be on cable. I can just stream direct to consumer, or I can do YouTube. I can do different things where I don't have to be prime time in order to get my spot. Before, you had to be prime time.
It's all well and good until I turn to I want you to turn to ESPN2 right now. For those that are watching and listen to the podcast, if you have your TV on mute or somewhere else and you got the game on, go to ESPN2 right now. There is a little symbol at the bottom that says ESPN Ocho, where they are showing arcade field hockey, or what is it called? Where you playing soccer with the handles and the balls in the middle. You got the 4 guys on the metal bar. You don't know what I'm talking about? It's in the bar. Like, you're on one side of the table, I'm on the other side. There's handles. We're trying to play soccer. The ball's dropped in the middle. Foosball. So it's a version of foosball with field hockey. It's on ESPN2 right now, called ESPN Ocho. This is where this is going. You see how you didn't know that was on? Slam Ball gonna be the same way. It could have a nice little 2-month run, and then we're going to forget about it when the sports start, and then it's going to be right there on ESPN Ocho. By the way, y'all owe Ben Stiller some money, by the way, because he definitely came up with that idea in dodgeball, and I can't believe that actually took off. But back to Coach James Willis. He was right. Being down 36 points in any sport or any competition is an ass whipping, and it definitely was an ass whipping. But speaking of ass whippings, was nothing worse this weekend than this. Errol Spence fought Bud Crawford. Well, Errol Spence got in the ring with Bud Crawford, and Bud Crawford absolutely demolished Errol Spence and probably could have ended the fight 3 rounds faster than it did. Sooner than it did. He did that on purpose.
They shouldn't have let that man get punched all in the head that many times. My favorite part about this is the pre-fight press conference. Errol's family or whoever was on his team was chirping, and Bud is trying to be an adult. Hey, there's no need for all this back and forth. Like, we two black, men here. We can be respectful. We can be polite. We can fight as men, and then that be it. Like, we don't need all these other antics.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept chirping. He said, all right, now. We gonna see. And when somebody tell you, all right, we gonna see. Better open them eyes, but get you some Visine, because he's going to show you. And that's exactly what he did. If he did not have any motivation before, once y'all kept playing with him while he was trying to speak respectfully, because there's nothing worse. That's one of the things that grinds my gears. When I try to be an adult and somebody else try to be childish, I really hate that, because I could be childish, and I'm really good at being childish. But if I try to elevate myself and not be childish, and you want to be childish, well, that's how you get mollywopped like this man did.
If I'm Errol Spence, going back to that press conference, if I'm Errol Spence, I'm mad at whoever that is in the background. Because Errol Spence dapped him up and said, I appreciate you for making this fight happen. And they actually split the purse 50-50, $30 million apiece. $30 million. And so you, peanut gallery in the background, was out there putting the battery in the bag.
Punching me all up around the backside of my head. He done hit that man everywhere. And look at these 9 punches. It is 9 connections to different parts of his face and body. He looking like, why are you punching me? Look at that top right. He punched his brain out of his head a little bit right there. Hell no, leave me alone.
So that's how it started. And of course, this is how you end it. And now Bud Crawford is starting to capitalize. This was the fight that he had been wanting for a long time, because a lot of people doubted Bud Crawford. And now he is trying to move up. He's trying to fight other fighters at 147 to try to fight him. He's like, nah, I'm going to fight. He's basically like, I'm fighting for belts now. I got all the belts. If you ain't got the belt, you get on the list. I'll call you back.
Just Bud's for you.
That's
the name of your ass.
How
many people was in that ring with me? Why y'all let them jump, man? It was one person.
Which one of y'all hit me? Speaking of ass whipping, though, let's keep it. Oh, this is the wrong one, but that's fine. We'll go here first. Chattanooga baseball team pulls shirts after some fan says it looked like a racial slur. For those that are listening, there is a shirt that says in the emoji eyes that represent 2 letters, and then GA at the end of it. In 2 eyes, not I as the letter, eyes as the emoji eyes. GA.
And this, and let me clarify, this is the Chattanooga Lookouts. The eyes are like their logo. It has been for a very long time. Once you see the logo, if you're into baseball, you've probably seen this before. It's not going to be foreign to you. But when you see this shirt, you can be like, oh, this shirt I see it. And I want one of these shirts, but I don't think that they should be for sale.
I do feel like I would love one of these shirts. And if a black person came up with this for black people in the black culture, I think this would really take off. October. I think this would really take off, because What's up, World? What's up, AJ? What's up, Nessa? I think this will take off because all I see here is the James Harden eyes for this, where he looks the where he walks off like if you take James Harden's eyes and puts those there, I think that's hilarious because it's like like that's what it represents.
And I think that
but you can't do this, Chattanooga. Chattanooga, you can't do this now.
As African American people, we've all like done this. And you look to the side. When you say this, you're like, so yeah, I definitely understand this, but also, and Tennessee, nah, Chattanooga, nah, none of the everything for this is a no for me. But it's good, but no. And once again, when you have things that could be questionable to black people,
are your consultants.
We are your African American consultants. And we will do our absolute best to steer you away from doing things like this. Because now you got all these shirts. Because you made the shirts and they Nike shirts. So it wasn't no small order. And now you got to send them to Uganda.
Yeah, y'all, you look stupid. You make stupid decisions. Speaking of stupid decisions. Let's examine this trade.
Wait, what do you see here? See here what's stupid.
So the New York Mets.
I'm going to tell you what I see.
Have offloaded a bunch of money. No, they haven't. I lied. The New York Mets have traded Max Scherzer to the Texas Rangers. And in return, they got infielder, I'm going to call him Louis Acuna. Ronald's little brother. Ronald Acuna of the Braves, front runner for the MVP. Ironically, I think we have three of the top 10 players in the MVP ballots right now. Max Scherzer to the Rangers. The Mets will pay $22.5 million of Scherzer's contract. So they basically got Scherzer for a prospect. What are you doing?
We raving, baby. The Ravens, baby. We living the road down. Sorry ass of Mets. You tried to buy baseball. We not gonna give you a chance, and I'm bringing back the rave light because we dancing in the streets. Now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to buy baby Acuna. You're trying to replicate us, but you can't. So you tried to get the other brother. That ain't it. We got MVP Acuna, Lil Acuna. Once they get done with you, we'd love to have you on our team.
Ronald Acuna like this.
In Atlanta with your brother.
Right on the East Coast. Ronald Acuna like this. Max Scherzer, I expect him to return to form almost immediately, similar to when he left Washington and then came to the Mets, and they all of a sudden he was a 14-win pitcher again. But the funny thing is, Max Scherzer will make $35.8 million next year. He will get paid $15 million from the Nationals, $20 million from the Mets, and $3 million for the Rangers. The Rangers are on the hook for $3 million of Max Scherzer's money next year. For I would say he's a Hall of Fame type pitcher.
I'm just happy we can rave, man. Anytime that I see the teams in the NL East headed for destruction, it brings me nothing but pride and joy. We are the number one team in baseball. We are the Atlanta Braves, and it's up and it's stuck. How about that? And every time that y'all do stuff like this, Rave Light will be back. We will dance in the streets, and we will dance on your souls. How about that?
Not on your souls, oh boy. Speaking of dancing on souls, though,
rave.
The United States baseball team, 12 and under
down
team,
under.
Went and played New Zealand in the 12 and under team, and they won 43-1.
Fight
43-1. Somebody in the comments said, well, if you put those same kids on a rugby pitch and it's 100-0 New Zealand, I wouldn't want to hear nothing. See, the difference is we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't roll no rugby team out against New Zealand. Why would we do that? Nope. Baseball is worldwide, though. Rugby is a lot of places. It's just not here. You had the same opportunity.
So for me,
got that ass beat.
Y'all got to fight, dog.
43-1 is ridiculous.
What happened to the 10-run rule? What happened to the 20-run rule? You think you're gonna score 43 points on me and we're gonna end this civilly? You got me fucked up, bro.
Look at this right here. This how it was. That's how it was. Right.
I remember that. That's one of my favorite cartoons.
The Bugs Bunny commercial. The Bugs Bunny commercial. That's how it was. They was conga lining around the bases. 43 runs in 9 innings is almost 5 innings a run, which means you're batting through almost every inning. That means they've had like 8 at bats per person. I don't even know how many pitches that is. How did you not run out of pitchers? How y'all not run out of pitchers?
How did you not start throwing balls at players? Hey, it's baseball. We can do that. Hit another home run. I'm gonna hit you every time. I might as well not. Hey,
we gonna end the game some kind of way, right?
Run. Hell yeah.
The game gonna end some kind of way.
You actually better off hitting him. He only get one base then.
Yeah, but you out the game. Base. Cool. I get to go have my Capri Sun.
You think I want to stick around to the end? You imagine you're in the 9th inning and the score 43-1. What are we doing? We're not coming back. Like we're not coming. When I say we're not coming back, we're never coming back to this event again. Not this game. Never. None of this is over for me. So I've been put out of way better places than this. All right. Now that we've gotten the childishness out of the way, we're going to move to something that is both spiritual and uplifting.
Yes.
And we have to be serious.
So, some of this doesn't have the sound, but South Africa's performance is breaking the internet. Now, it's I don't even know what to call this. I call this a spiritual call to the ancestors is what I call this. Some people call it singing. This is a spiritual call to the ancestors where, African tribes and African people of the African diaspora, for some reason, everybody can sing and harmonize from birth. And this is what they did, and it is breaking the internet. This was their entrance into the stadium, and it's breaking the internet. Let's see if we can listen to it. I think we can play it. Yo, she started singing for real though. When this part, they start doing the hand, they get into it. Let's all just go back. Let's just go back. Everybody, let's just go back. Fuck America. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
I'm gonna get that this weekend.
That's tough, man. That's so tough to me. Y'all, for y'all that don't know. That's like my bag. Like when where producers take like African chants and things like that and remix it, and boy, that's my bag. So, and I like representation, and we're there. That is an announcement that we are here. Go ahead.
And I like immensely talented people. They can sing their ass off.
All of
them.
Just
be super clear about that. That is every time you hear, and of course we're gonna put this on the Instagram. You probably see this every time we want to celebrate something.
This is my new ringtone for the rest of the summer. Like, what you mean?
But yeah, when that thing hit, you be like, oh, this is
be right up there in North Georgia on storm duty in North Georgia. Highway. I'll be right on out there.
I didn't know what that boy was playing.
But we also got so staying in soccer, man. The Women's World Cup is happening. Of course, that's why South Africa is there. But we also want to shout out to Cedella Marley. Marley. She does go by Marley. It's Bob Marley's daughter. She has been very, very influential in the saving and reorganization of the Jamaicans international women's soccer team. In 2014, her son came home with a fundraising flyer for the women's soccer team. The women's team funding was being cut while the men's team remained fully funding. Cedella decided to do something about it. She teamed up with dozens of players on a journey that raised hundreds of thousands of dollars and challenged gender norms. When the team was defunded once again in 2016, she doubled down. She recruited major donors who wished, some of which wanted to remain anonymous, but she recruited major donors, and they finally got the team going again. It panned out. They qualified for the World Cup, and in 2023, for the first time in Jamaica's history, they won a World Cup match against Panama, 1-0 2 days ago. Shout out to Jamaica. Shout out to Cedella Marley. Shout out to women. Shout out to black women. Shout out to everyone for doing this. And this just shows when you put your mind to it, we can accomplish anything.
That, and this is a labor of love. This is a 9-year journey. Everything ain't easy. Everything ain't fast. And they started in 2014. The team was defunded 2 years later. Like, this has been an ongoing battle. And sometimes you have to plant a seed, continue to nourish the seed. And it'd be 9 years later before something of fruition comes to this. And for her to stay committed. And to me, you know, if you look at Jamaica, they are mostly based in cricket and soccer. So for them not, you know, to not have soccer, that support about. Exactly. To not support the women's soccer team is unfortunate, but I'm glad they were able to overcome that, move forward, and win a World Cup match. That means a lot. To get to a World Cup and to win a game is quite the achievement. I mean, we know America's men's soccer team.
I was waiting on the shot. I know it was coming.
Because the girls are good, but the boys are
we all right. You know, we all right. We ain't got no Mbappe.
They never consider people who should have the funding cut. They get plenty of money for something.
Somebody that does not get funding cut, though. Messi scores twice in 22 minutes against the Atlanta United in his second game. Now, the first game, when he played for Miami, when he came over and played for Miami, he hit the game-winning penalty kick. Second game, he scores twice in 22 minutes against our beloved Atlanta United. And the buzz about him in America is out of this world. It seems like the investment is well worth it. He destroyed the Atlanta United, and he assisted on another goal. I think they won like 4-0.
This is what happens if LeBron goes over there and plays for the Saudis. He's gonna tear y'all up. He's gonna get over there and show y'all, hey, y'all are good to y'all. I am good to the world. And I know David Beckham somewhere crying on all the money he's made by bringing him here. Messi has made a ton of money.
Beckham is got a vault like Scrooge McDuck. He diving into the money.
And this is Beckham's team. I forgot about that. He's the owner in this team. And then when this is all said and done, Messi I'm pretty sure he's going to get his own team. So, and they've made every. That's Martinez used to play for us.
Yep. Joseph Martinez.
I'm happy for you, brother. I can't hate. You're at the right place at the right time. Bags.
Martinez was the one that he actually gave him the pass that got him his second goal. You know that was tough. Yeah. We lost our best player to go to Miami, who ends up playing for Messi, for Beckham with Messi.
That money going to him. Hey, bro. All of this money is going to him, but you get to be here. You're gonna get assist. That's yours. But yeah, number one, Joseph Martinez, you brought us a championship when so many teams of ours will not. We thank you. Congratulations on going to greener pastures. Atlanta United, we still got your back. Messi.
I think this with Messi, if this plays out, this is such a genius move on the MLS. I think you'll end up seeing more and more stars at like 33, 34, 35 coming over here, getting 150 million, get you a little piece of a team, get you some real estate. We're going to have all the old folks playing soccer.
Oh, you know who next? Hey, Mbappe. Come on down, brother. You next.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's definitely not next.
When,
Mbappe is 25.
Once it's over, what I'm saying is when it's over, you come to Atlanta. I mean, not Atlanta, America. You can come and play the end of your soccer and make a ton of money, and you won't have to work as hard. You're gonna be able to beat up on these guys that do a lot better than
13 years later. That's 13 years from now.
Yeah.
There's a couple more in between.
You know that in 13 years, I got another $500 million bag waiting on me.
Oh.
In 13 years.
Just for inflation.
I get another $500 million for showing up. Now, these others finna give me 776 for the year. Woo.
I still ain't over that. I still ain't over that because I don't know if I would have been able to. I don't know if I could have turned that down. Bro, that's like just going away to camp for a year.
No, it ain't. You ain't been to no camp where media people disappear and
Messi
Bonesaw show up. That's the part you can't forget about.
He called him Bonesaw?
No, that's what they used. You all right?
Listen, I know. I know what you're talking about. We'll leave it there.
Chop style, chop.
We'll leave it there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the pregame. We got episode 114 next, where we cover HBCU news around the culture, news around basketball, a lot of news around football. Ironically, I guess because camp started, and then we wrap it up.
The reason there's a lot of news around football is because Jim Irsay is being peak Jim Irsay right during the time when Jim Irsay likes to do these type of things. He next. He don't know it, but you Dan Snyder Jr., brother. We ain't never forget about that party pack you had with all that cash and drugs.
That boy had $1 million worth of X.
And how you be the distribution charge. And these other people have a little sack of weed and they get charged with distribution. It's beyond me. You had to.
Why is it beyond you? He got the right pigmentation and the right amount of money. What? You tripping? I'm surprised the cop ain't was like, listen, I'll just give you speeding. Like, give me $2 million, speed.
Because if you're the cop, you're going to end up losing your job somehow. What you do, I just pulled over Jim Irsay. He had a wad of cash and a bunch of drugs. Well, it look like we're going to have to fire you, son.
Me?
What I do? Me?
Oh, Lord.
Supposed to be stopping criminals?
My job. Oh, Lord. I got all the jokes for Jim Irsay. I don't like it. So we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all go get y'all a little beverage. I'm here with mine. Y'all know I reserved Mondays for my drinking days. I've taken away no days. I just added this to it. So
we're really trying to pump fake us. Like, yeah, so I cut back on
nothing.
No day. Gotcha.
Instead of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You know, it is what it is. But we'll be right back. Y'all go get y'all beverage. Take y'all go to the bathroom break. Listen to the Splash Cast, whatever number pack this is, and we'll be right back.